What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? It is DJ in the morning. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. And I feel like the question you guys have to ask yourself, is it even morning without the morning show? I don't know. I tend to lean to no. I'll just sleep right through it. So, welcome. You guys are piling into the rooms. Love it. What is up, Albert? We got Andrew in the house. Bill is here. Brandon. We got Cedric. Let me do a screen share. Flip it to some charts. Cool. We got screen share, I believe, up and running. We got Cindy's, like it's Cindy with the apostrophe S showing possession. She just owns the chat. Cindy just owns the chat, I guess. Corey, good morning. Doug KK, Daniel, Eric, George, GW, Jack, Jay, Jim, Joe, John, JT, Juan, Kelvin, Kevin, Marcus, Matt M, Matt R, Matt, Michael H, Mike, Neto or Nito? Either way, I love it. Rick is in the house. Padma, good morning. We got Rick Martin. That's a little too close to Ricky Martin. Rock's in the house. What is up, Rock? We got Ron, Vaughn. We got Sochi. Ooh, the squadron is here today. My goodness. Mike says, I feel like we are on Romper Room with the Magic Mirror. Possibly. I mean, you don't know until you're in it. You don't know until the show is over. Crazy. Put on your romper stompers. We got John Power in YouTube land. What is up, John? Man, that's a crazy last name. Power. I like it. So I did text Falco last night, and I said we're like right as the market closed. I go, no, we're having a gap down today. So obviously, I was a very, very upset individual as we were starting to run up. Not for the health and wellness of the economy, but just for my own personal ego. There's still time, though. There's still time. We got 27 more minutes. We are fading a little bit, and we'll take a run through. Microsoft has guidance news. MSFT. Yeah. Okay. Bad and then good. Good, bad. Bad, good. I don't know what the news was, but apparently markets hated it, but now they're kind of like, maybe it's okay. Wait, Microsoft is still a business? We'll buy it. We'll buy the dip. We will see what happens. Let's take a look at the SPY first and foremost. We got Pat says, hi, DJ, if you have time, could you explain where you get specific numbers for possible targets, pivots? Is there a video you can send me? I believe, so I use the VPOC a lot, point of control. I believe Tracy is actually doing a full-on masterclass on that coming up very shortly. I believe next month. Sochi's in the house. I don't know if she knows the exact date or not, but that would be one way to do it. Otherwise, yeah, I'll definitely 100,000% go through that for sure. So with the SPY itself, let's take a look at targets. We looked at that channel yesterday, so let's go back to that channel that we looked at yesterday for the actual SPY itself. And we were looking at this range pre-market yesterday. We said if it breaks one way or the other, that's going to be our direction. Otherwise, let's be patient until we break. We only had one little candle, and it felt like, all right, I guess the market's deciding bullish. We were able to avoid that. We got right back into the channel from yesterday that we drew. We came down, we retested it, and just did not look back since. So where are we today? Or what happened yesterday? Man, like a little like tissue fuzzy thing just flew up at me. That's crazy. I'm getting attacked. After we broke, guess what? We came back in, retested that channel, and we faded again. What happened pre-market today? Even with, I think we had some kind of job number report, ADP report. We cruised on up. We smacked our face right against that little pivot, and we are selling off again. So I do think we have bearish sentiment until we start breaking that 412. If we break that 412, we're back in the channel. It's a little bit wishy-washy, and then see if we can break out higher. But until that point, I'm going to be leaning bearish. I just think that's where our edge is coming from for right now until we beat Matt R. Put the link. I'm going to try to post this link in YouTube for you guys. I don't know if I'm able to. Select all. No. Because sometimes YouTube, I mean, I'm just only hosting the YouTube show, and sometimes it doesn't let me post. You guys in YouTube land, let me know if that message goes through. I just posted a link for the volume profile class held by Tracy. But again, sometimes when I comment myself into YouTube, it just doesn't show. I don't know why. So if not, you can go on to reallifetraining.com and be able to search for those classes as well. But it's called the Volume Profile Masterclass. That should be a dope one. I'm looking forward to that one for sure. But yes, so SPY, let's see if we got some targets for SPY. And I'm also going to share the other screen just because we had that question posed as to where personally I look for targets, where we could go. And I think we could just start here. If I can figure out how to share the screen. Hold on. There we go. Good, good, good. Oh man, technology is my friend today. All right, so the SPY for me, again, point of control, the highest volume yesterday was somewhere at 410. We did spend some pre-market above it. We got smacked right down below. This could be a retest spot, but ultimately what I think is actually happening with the SPY is we're kind of retesting this big, massive run up we had for 2-3 days. And we're probably going to see this be a 1, 2, I think this is our 3. So the next stop on this one would be somewhere in this. I'll see if I can get an exact number, but somewhere I think we get down to 405.81. So that's still my target for today. We could definitely, if this does turn into a 3, we could see a deeper sell-off. And really the next spot would be 396.68. That might be a little extreme for today. We'll see. But that would be ultimately where I think we could get down to some extent. But 405, what I say, 405, like 81 would probably be my bounce spot. Now 405 is like 63. In that range will be a spot where I think we get some kind of bounce. We might break through it, but that's what I'm looking for on the actual SPY. So I do think we come down a little bit. I'm going to remain bearish again until we start breaking that 412 level. AI is by 20% gap down every day, man, every day. I don't remember a market where every single day something drops 20%. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are experiencing it now. History is being created. That's crazy. Tracy's offering a class for 500 soon. Yeah, it would be the class for sure. See mentoring at Real Life Trading. Yeah, we do have the mentor groups as well. I don't believe I have one coming out next month, but if you guys want to do one with me, stay tuned. I believe Falco, do I have one coming out next month? I don't know. Falco really he handles my schedules. So let's see if we can get down a little bit. 304.27 would be my target. That target already hit. That would be my double bottom spot on the market. Keep in mind right now, so if we are using the hourly chart, technically this is now on the Qs a little bit of a retest gap on an hourly candle basis. So maybe we get a little push up higher, 305.97, and then we short. But again, we still have 20 more minutes. If we start opening, especially if we start opening under 304.14, then I think next stop on the Qs will probably be about 300. Nice whole number. So I think we get there today would be my target prediction. Let's start looking at the 6 that we actually do. Steven says, is your class going to be the art of YOLO trading? Some call it an art. I call it a skill, but either way, yeah, we could definitely cover at least 3 or 4, maybe about 50% of the sessions would just be how to YOLO stuff. It's going to be incredible. That's all I can really say. It's magical. Probably haven't seen something so great since you've been to Disneyland. I mean, I don't want to talk it up too much, but that's exactly what it would be. No, there's DLTR. Let me look at AMD. So right now we are at some kind of a little bit of VPOC. This one technically did not get tested yet. So 99.32 to the downside. But something like this on AMD, again, depends on where we open. Right now, it's probably almost a short shot down to the 99.36. If that breaks, that's where the real trade comes in, and we could probably see, I mean, initially we're going to see probably 98.31, but I would be looking for something a little bit bigger, 94.19, something like that. I don't know if that happens today. That would be a big move, but this market is made and designed for some big, massive, just I can't believe it dropped that far type situation. So we'll see. NVIDIA, again, below VPOC. This was outbreak. So a lot of times, and just going back to the VPOC, a lot of times what happens is you see that flush through it, which would be here. Then you come up and you retest it. So this was our flush. This was our retest. I think we do continue down further on NVIDIA. We'd be looking at probably 179.54 could happen today. So I like that to the short. And again, if things start to pick up, which I don't really have a reason, at least of now, as to why, but we did see yesterday within a short period of like 15, 20 minutes. I mean, literally the world was ending with news after news after news, all negative stuff being pushed out. So if we get something like that, probably looking for like 172.81. I don't know, again, if that happens. But here's our 10 EMA line on the hourly chart. I will use this a lot. I tend to want to short things that are under it and stay in that direction for my day trades. So again, I'm going to try to remain short as much as possible. I think that would be more of the direction to go. Tesla is weak sauce, very weak. So not only are we below yesterday's VPOC, which we're seeing across pretty much the entire board, but we're also below this one as well. So first point of resistance becomes roughly 737.33 to the high side for absolute amazing place for risk to reward purpose, 745.10. I don't know if we get up there, quite honestly. And especially if we start breaking down the 733.06 zone, we have nothing really in the way down to about 709. So it's about $24. Don't do the math. Don't use the calculator. Don't prove me right or wrong. I'm just taking a stab in the dark and going $24 to the downside. And we'll see if we can get down there. But that would be stop one for me. Otherwise, that would be kind of the last pivot that wasn't really tested. Pretty tested. We have some lower lows too. And again, everybody seems to have a different opinion on the market. It's either we go to all-time highs or we hit doomsday type market. So, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just going to play the charts how I see them. But if you were a believer that we're going higher, then if you're looking at something like Tesla, that would be your buy spot. Look to come in somewhere around 709.37. If it's doomsday, then you're probably shorting. Maybe we get a green candle or two. You can take a breakdown on Tesla, and you're probably going to be selling some shares at profit at some of those levels, and then hoping for that doomsday scenario because you hate capitalism and the economy, and you're selfish. You just want your puts to work out. You don't really care about nobody else. I get it. Delta below yesterday's VPOC, below the 10 EMA. The direction is bearish. This one's now starting to come into a lot of different levels of VPOC. So I think we had a relatively already big move yesterday. We could see some continuation. The spot target, if it does start to really break, would be about 38.47 for me. But again, I do think bearish is the direction to lean. That being said, we did already have just a ginormous move yesterday. So I'll probably stay away, I think, from Delta. And I think the SPY is a little bit stronger. We had Chewy with some earnings. We had some other companies with earnings, but I think the SPY is still holding up a little bit better than the Qs. So if I was to short something, I probably want to be in the tech industry a little bit. Apple looks just gross. My goodness. If we open here, this might be a straight sell-off. Target on Apple would be 143.94, but you're breaking almost two levels, two solid pivots, and we do have this little gap here, which probably gets filled. This could happen today. We'll see. 143.87 will be target on Apple. Hector says, Buenos Diaz. Sorry, I'm late to the party. We wouldn't start the party without you, Hector. You could actually never be late to a party. The party will only start when you show up. We were just all sitting around crying, and then we're like, "Where's Hector?" Microsoft isn't helping, so we'll take a look at Microsoft. So yeah, Microsoft. We'll see. We saw one large candle down, one large candle up, and now it's getting absolutely wrecked. Be careful though. So we do have 266.08 on Microsoft. You're coming into a little bit of support of this gap. It would technically be, I believe this is going to be a retest gap now. Yeah, technically it's a retest gap into some kind of support, and on a daily basis we have that 10 EMA right there as well. So we might have a little bit of support on Microsoft and get that. That might actually help get a bounce at open. We'll see. But yep, that looks atrocious. Looks pretty not great. FCX for Jordan Hooks. Man, that's like a performer name right there, Jordan Hooks. See the all new Terminator with Jordan Hooks. And I use Terminator as a reference because I'm getting old. That's why. So FCX, nice gap for sure. You're kind of right in the middle of all VPOC area. You probably would be looking for a little bit continuation up higher. So yeah, I'd probably be looking for about 41.90-ish for a target. So it doesn't give you too much incredible room before we really start running into a little bit of potential resistance. But I mean, it's about 50 cents. 50 cents from here. Nice gap though, overall. What do I think of TALO? For bearish gap and go, it's gapping below yesterday's shaded bottom with lots of bullish volume. It also is at a new high of yesterday. Did I put that in wrong? Yeah. TALO. I will say don't trade TSLO. That looks like a hot mess. But TALO looks like a different story. Has a bearish gap and go. So longer term, we're still technically above the 10 EMA on daily. So just watch for that. You have a little bit of just inside candle at this point. So obviously we're gapping slightly down from, actually we're not even gapping down from yesterday. We're still technically inside day's range, but yep, that is definitely a bearish gap and go. Targets on this would probably be my first point where I would take something off the table would be about 21.12, just to see how it interacts with the 10 EMA, because we are still sitting above it in a bullish direction. If this gap down a little bit further where that 10 EMA was higher, I would say it's a much stronger. But right now we're sitting inside this candle still. That's where this candle's sitting. So we are having a gap and go. bearish. That would be the sentiment for me. But technically, until we start breaking down this candle, which is a bearish engulfing candle, and we're just sitting inside for right now. But it doesn't look horrible. I would just be careful. Really, of that 10 EMA is the only thing that would kind of concern me on a daily basis. And targets, yeah, that would take us to 2150, and this takes us to that 2145 zone. But decent. Yeah, bearish sentiment. I don't know if there's going to be edge either way. No, that's wrong. The edge would be bearish. I just don't know about the targets on it. That would be my only issue. Path. We got Vinman in the house. Don't worry, Vinman. We didn't even start the party yet. We would not start the party until Vinman comes. Hector, earmuffs, Hector. Earmuffs. We got Path. Ooh, look at that, Gaparuski. Well, that looks decent. Doing something different than the rest of the market. Unless the market changed while I wasn't looking at it. Wow, that's decent. Yeah, that looks like a nice one. So we're making actually higher lows. We got some bullish sentiment. We got a high wave. This is a retest. We're gapping above that at this point. Path looks actually decent. This is earnings. We have a little bit of potential resistance where it's opening. But if we could get above 1850, which I believe we should be able to do, we'll probably have room up to, worst case, I think, 1905, and then I'd actually be looking for about a $20.11 target on Path. So that looks good. Definitely good to keep on the screen. Gap and go. We could actually play a 10 EMA on it. I don't know. I mean, $16. Could we make a good range on a 10 EMA play on it? We might be able to. I'll definitely keep that on the list. Let me just add that. PATH. And if we don't day trade it, we can keep an eye on it for a swing trade. I wish it was getting above this 1905. Like if it could get above 1905, or actually I should say probably 1920-ish in that range. If we could get above that, we have a whole gap fill up here, $29. That would look decent. We have some level of just consolidation that we're pushing into right now. Other than that, though, we're definitely trapping some people. So I don't mind that one. What other tickers do you guys have? Do you want to look at? Are you trading? We can take a look at those. We still have 7 minutes left. Matt wants to look at DO. Snapchat doesn't look like anything. DO and Diz. Diamond Offshore Drilling. What am I missing here? I feel like this company's been around a lot longer than it appears to be. Am I missing something here? Or is this a new? I thought Diamond Offshore Drilling was around for a while. Kind of confused. Oh, this is a weekly. Only about 2 months. I don't know. Something doesn't feel right on this one. Something does not feel right. I thought they were around for a while. That's why I'm getting a little confused. But maybe I just heard of them before. Either way, if this is a correct chart, if your chart looks like the rebirth, they're like, first try didn't go so well. Let's do it again. Let's just redo it. But that's a big bearish candle, very negative sentiment. I would assume that, I mean, I can't even imagine that they opened up here, $12. For me, I would stay away. There's not a lot of history in this one. But if you like offshore drilling and you know diamonds and you know that this chart is correct and real, which, I mean, that's what it's telling me, you could buy shares. Otherwise, we're just, sentiment is at open, at least from if this is IPO, that would be bearish. And then we'd be looking at just consolidation down there. So I'd have to wait for something a little bit different on this one. Yeah, it stands for diamond hands, which is great. If you diamond hands it from 661, oh man, you love diamond hands. If you diamond hands it from $12, you hate diamond hands. You're like, this is the stupidest trading method. By the way, next Tuesday I have a master class coming out on diamond hands, so it's gonna be spectacular. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see, Disney. CZs. I don't know what CZs is. So Disney had a nice little run yesterday. That one gave back. We're at a bullish engulfing candle. However, we are starting to get above that 10 EMA. So a little bit of a retest after a move from, I think this is, oh wow, I just got down to 101, 101.30-ish, all the way up to 113. It's almost a 10% move. And then we're looking for some kind of a pullback to that 10 EMA. I think it's starting to look okay as long as it can hold this 10 EMA. It's not really doing anything crazy pre-market, at least. Slightly above the VPOC from yesterday. So if we could get a bullish move, I mean, back to 110 would be my target on this one for right now. If you're looking for a swing trade on this one, I would be looking to see how close I can get off that 10 EMA. Probably more appropriate spot would be somewhere in this 107.18. So if we can catch it down there, and then stops for me would be somewhere around that 101, gives me roughly about $6 stop. And I think if we do get any type of bullishness, Disney should have, I mean, it's just been absolutely dragged out back, beat over the head with a whole pillowcase of nickels. So I think we could have some decent run to secure a 2R trade. If we could get it closer to that 107 would be nice. Fake diamonds. I don't know. I don't buy fake diamonds, Falco, so I don't know anything about that industry. It's either I buy real ones or none, so therefore I own no diamonds. But if I had to, I would buy the real ones. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, we got some coming in on YouTube. Lane, we got 3 more minutes. We got Shopify. I think they have a stock split, if I'm not mistaken, coming up. Yep, so very soon on stock split. Just be aware of that date. If you do want to partake in the split, you'd have to get into that prior to that. Otherwise, we're just in some kind of consolidation period. I don't think we're doing anything too crazy pre-market. Yeah, a little bit of a tight range. I would be looking and leaning on somewhere in the. So we get back down to 358.08. That would be the spot I'd look to buy it if I wanted to head long. Otherwise, here's a pure breakthrough, just like butter, just melted right through that 10 EMA. There's a retest into it, and probably could lean a little bit shorter. Longer term picture, I'd probably be looking for like a 331 entry. This thing has moved a lot already. Mongo database, MDB. Tony says, should I be buying puts for the next rollover on Disney? Not down at the $100 level, I don't think. But it depends. I mean, I don't want to just blanket statement something. It depends if you own shares or not. You're looking for protection. You're looking for a play. There are 2 different strategies. But yeah, much higher was better. I could, that being said, longer term, if the market falls off, I could see Disney somewhere around probably $70, $75 longer term. So if you do want to protect yourself to the downside, there is some room for Disney to fall. Wait till it start breaking that 10 EMA again. That's how I would play it. But anything above that 10 EMA, I would just let it go for now. Just in case. Because the 2 scenarios, and we're almost out of time, but the 2 scenarios is either the market already did bottom, which I don't know if I'm a believer of, but if the market did bottom already, then any protection puts or anything like that is worthless. So wait for a signal to come in. But everybody's like, no, it's coming down lower, but what if it doesn't? Like at this range, I would just kind of be patient and just wait for an actual setup as to key levels that it starts to break. Mongo database, nice little gap. Look for a little bit of pullback to 260.55. That bell is like the theme song for what's that show? Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. So look for a pullback on Mongo database if we could get it. First stop, actually, that I'd probably be looking for is maybe a little bit lower, 255.11. If this thing runs up and just absolutely breaks new glass ceilings, this is 280.13 would be the target to the upside. So it has a lot of room to the upside, but get it as low as you can. Unfortunately, YouTube, that's my time today. Don't worry. It's only like 24 more hours, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll see you again tomorrow. I will catch all of you guys there. Make sure you guys hit that like button, that little thumbs up. That means like that one right there. Yep, you see it. You see it. You're hovering over it.